So, I have my cinnamon raisin bagel here, and on to the next film, the first in the Joel Schumacher era of Batman. Now, I gotta preface something before I go forward with this. When I talk about the Batman or this films, where I'm talking about Superman, Man of Steel, or whatever, it's my one fault that I confess to. It's my movie confession here right now. I am definitely a snob when it comes to this type of stuff. If you're a casual and you're trying to talk to me about Batman or Superman, I ain't taking it as seriously as if you've been hardcore. Because I'm a geek, and that's what us geeks do. We pick these things apart like that. Kind of like, what about this? If someone came and talked to me about, I don't know, some novels that series that I hadn't read, I could give my opinion, and afterwards they'd pick me apart because I didn't know as much. Nature of the beast, it's a cyclical thing, except I'm actually going to admit it. And that's true. The third Batman film, now Tim Burton was out. Originally, Tim Burton was going to be doing this film, and it wouldn't have been the film that he said that happened. And Michael Keaton was signed on. The second that Tim Burton was not signed on to make this film, Michael Keaton put out right away. So he wanted to get somebody fast, and he wanted to get somebody good. There were a few choices, and the one they went with was Val Kilmer. And I have to say, at the time, I was like, brilliant. If Keaton can't do it, Kilmer is the perfect person to take on like the psychological aspect of Batman. And you know what? He was. He did a great job in the movie that he had to do. Was Kilmer a bad Batman? Not at all. Kilmer, again, he took things from Keaton. He wasn't as good as Keaton, but he took the psychological, the introspective aspects and the thought process of Keaton, and he took it a little bit, I think maybe he took it a little bit too far in certain aspects, but I think he did a good job in the role of Batman. We were still at this point having good Batmans, but the script was going to go downhill fast. First off, Two-Face was announced as one of the villains, so automatically everybody thought, well, Billy Dee Williams is finally getting his chance. But no, they decided they couldn't take that risky route of having a Two-Face that was, well, to be honest, to be black. That was black, and they chose Tommy Lee Jones. Of course, that too, plus Tommy Lee Jones had a bit of name value. Now, Tommy Lee Jones in this film is atrocious. He plays it like a 1960s Batman villain, except without the good acting. And he's so over the top and so silly and crazy. You gotta kind of wonder where the hell these acting suggestions are coming from. It's kind of like when you're watching the new Batman films and you're listening to Christian Bale's voice, and you're like, couldn't somebody have spoke up and said, you know what, it sucks. You're doing a horrible job and you're embarrassing yourself. Give it up. Somebody should have said that to Tommy Lee Jones. Now, Nathan, Blu-ray Anonymous, said in his video that Jim Carrey did an excellent job as the Riddler. And I gotta agree, Jim Carrey knocked it out of the park as the Riddler. It is a very dark portrayal of this character. It's very twisted, and it is not as over the top as you might think. Go back and rewatch that role. As much Jim Carreyism as is in there, it is a dark, tortured, obsessive character, and it works really well. If this had been the Riddler's movie alone with a better script, maybe we would have to think, okay, good. The Riddler part works. Two-Face throws it off. The script, it's not the best. Set design is still pretty good. Got some pretty decent set design here. That would be par for the course. There was a few choices directorially that I wouldn't have done personally, but I think when Joel Schumacher went on, he spoke a lot with the studios and where the studio wanted to go with the Batman character, and they saw the Batman character as a toy franchise. This would become no more prevalent than in the fourth movie, when a lot of control is taken from Schumacher to bring it towards well, we're going to get there anyway. But Batman forever. Kiss from a Rose, not a bad song. I got sick of it after hearing it like the 20,000th time, but it did what it was supposed to do, and it's a romantic-y ballad song. It doesn't exactly stick in any decade or era. It's not like you can say like this is 90s. It could have been an 80s song, but overall, not my favorite in the series. I can watch it. It's got rewatchability factor. I love seeing certain aspects of it. Of course, if I fail to mention Nicole Kidman, it's because although I did like the fact of Nicole Kidman being in the film, I don't think her character really brought much to the table. I just think she was the next blonde in the series of Batman films. And sad but true fact, a good actress that should have had a much more fleshed out role, and then a better Batman film, and a better written film, and a better directed film. I'm sorry, because Joel Schumacher is actually a really good director. 8mm, for instance, is a very, very dark film. This is not a guy that couldn't do dark. This is a guy that did dark very well, except for many reasons. He didn't do dark in this one. He went in the wrong direction. It would later on kill the franchise. And we're going to get to how much it kills the franchise in the next video. So thanks for watching, and right now I got that muffin that's getting cold on me and my tea, because it is time for tea.